Good afternoon, and you are welcome to Comprehensive News for the Deaf on NTA Abeokuta Channels 12. I am Sheyi Ogunbayo. To enhance professionalism and overcome various challenges redefining the nation, the 81 Division of Nigerian Army has organized an inter-brigade competition for warrant and senior non-commissioned officers. This is in line with the Chief of Army Staff vision of ensuring a well-trained, equipped and highly motivated force towards achieving the constitutional responsibilities of the Nigerian Armed Forces. Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has commended pilgrims from the state who successfully completed this year's Hajj for making the Gateway State proud, describing them as worthy ambassadors. Governor Abiodun describes their stay in the Holy Land as worthwhile in fulfillment of one of the 5 pillars of Islam. He praised the pilgrims for their peaceful conduct, adding that Ogun State did not suffer any casualty despite the huge number of deaths recorded this year. He therefore calls on them to let the spiritual journey strengthen their faith and connection to the Islamic tenets. The first batch of the state's 934 pilgrims to this year's annual holy pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia have started arriving, while others are expected back in the country soon. It would be recalled that the governor paid the shortfall of 119 billion 560 million 712,000 naira of the pilgrims' basic travel allowance as a result of unexpected vagaries in the foreign exchange rates. The Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) says it will continue to put elected representatives to task towards ensuring probity, accountability and good governance for overall development of the country. This was the thrust of a dialogue between the Ogun State chapter of the NUJ and the senator representing Ogun East Senatorial District at the 10th National Assembly, Otunba Gbenga Daniel. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has called on stakeholders to redouble their efforts towards curbing the growing trend of drugs and substance abuse among the youth in Ogun State. Ogun State Commander of the agency, Tijani Rabe, stated this in Abeokuta on the sidelines of the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. Oyikosela Ojelade reports that. Still on NDLEA. The wife of Ogun State Governor Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun has charged stakeholders in drug abuse prevention to take ownership of preventing drug abuse in the society. Mrs. Abiodun, during a sensitization work organized by NDLEA in Ogun State in commemoration of the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Trafficking in Abeokuta, emphasized the importance of collective responsibility in tackling the menace of drug addiction in the society. The Southern Governors Forum has unanimously agreed that minimum wage should truly be reflective of the cost of living and each state be allowed to negotiate its wage. The forum states this in a communique issued at the end of its meeting in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, while acknowledging the need to address inadequate power supply in the country. The forum advocated thorough deregulation of petroleum industry, calling on state government to implement quick transition to compressed natural gas energy supply for vehicles to reduce cost of transportation. The forum affirmed its support for the creation of state police to enhance security and solicit for consultation from federal government. The annual Ojude Oba Festival will not only promote and preserve the cultural heritage of the people but henceforth be a source of revenue generation and advance the economic growth of Ogun State. This came to fore at this year's Ojude Oba Festival in Ijebu-Ode. Anthony Gandonu reports that this year's celebration was 3-in-1 and sponsored by Globalcom Telecommunication. The Family FM football team has won the Swan Oluwalogbon Electronics Media Cup by beating the defending champions Splash FM football team by a lone goal. Muslims have been enjoined to live their lives in accordance to the will of Allah in preparation for the life hereafter. Imam of Magodo Muslims community gave the admonition in a sermon at 8th Day Fridau for Alhaja Amdalat Aduni Ogundele, the mother of the PDP chairman in Ogun State, and Obalumore of Owu Kingdom, Honorable Sikurulai Ogundele. And that will be all for the news edition this week. Join us again, same time, same station. Thank you for watching. Good night.